Too many people live their lives on autopilot. And as we get older, that can have devastating consequences. Things that we could have done when we were young and healthy and active, once that window passes, it passes. So you want to be thoughtful and you want to be deliberate. And today's video is going to give you a powerful exercise to help you do that. Hi, I'm Azul Wells. I help executives, entrepreneurs, and everyday next-door millionaires, people like yourselves, live their best lives in their 50s and 60s and take full advantage of the youth of their senior years. In today's episode, we're going to talk about a powerful exercise that I call the 5 whys. And essentially, it's a series of questions, as you might guess by the title, all the questions are why, that allow us to peel back the onion and get to the core of why we do what we do. That can help you better understand yourself and why you may be sacrificing things that you want to do to continue to do things that you've done in the past. It's actually a technique that was developed by Toyota to help them figure out the root cause of problems with their cars. So let's jump in. I'm going to give an example. So first, we want to apply the 5 whys to some of our most important questions. And so I'm going to give an example today. The question of, why do I continue to work? Why do you continue to work? And I want you to maybe pause this video and think alongside with me. So why do I continue to work when I no longer need additional money? My family's financially independent. Your family, if you're watching this channel, is either financially independent or close to financially independent. So why do we keep working? The answer is going to be different for everybody. So I'm going to think about it. And the reason I keep working, even though I no longer need additional capital, frankly, is because it provides me a sense of purpose. It gives me something that I believe in to get up every morning and do. And I'm fortunate I get to do it with a group of people I enjoy working with. So that's the first layer of my 5 whys. Hopefully you've got your reason. And now in my case, I'm going to ask myself, why is having a sense of purpose important? And here I want to caution you not to go horizontal. Well, having purpose gives me meaning, or, that's going horizontal. I want to go deep. Why is having a sense of purpose important? So for me, having a sense of purpose gives me energy. It makes it feel more like a passion, right? If I was doing something I didn't feel was deeply valuable, that didn't give me a sense of purpose, it would almost seem like I was wasting my time. And for me, when I'm doing something that I think is valuable and worthwhile, it gives me energy. Why is having that energy, why is having that feeling of passion important? For me, I don't like feeling bored. When I'm bored, I can feel lethargic. I can start to not have my best mental attitude. And I like improving myself a little bit every day. Now, why is having a sense of energy, why is having that passion important? And that's a deeper question. Now we're really getting into the core of things. Yeah, I just don't like being bored. I'm afraid that if I gave up my job, I'd be bored. And that's the kind of insight that you want to hear. For some of you, it might have had more to do with money, right? You're a provider for your family. You want to provide opportunities for your children. You want to provide financial security for you and your spouse. And I get that. I have those same concerns. But for me, it's more of an energy management thing and a fear about being bored. If you found this conversation to be helpful, please give a like to this video and consider subscribing. It really helps others find videos like this that could also help them. Now, knowing this, we can do something about it, right? If it's a fear about feeling bored, well, we can try out different things that I might want to do after I'm no longer working, that you might want to do when you're no longer working. If you're afraid of being bored and lacking a sense of purpose, we can do these mini retirements. We can try something out for 30 days. We can take a sabbatical. We can combine that with a little bit of vacation, maybe get 6 or 8 weeks to try out working for a not-for-profit. But the first step is understanding why you're doing what you're doing. And in this case, it's why do we keep working in a job where we don't need the money? Now, I've said before, if you love what you're doing, you absolutely should keep working. But if you don't love what you're doing, I think it's worthwhile to ask yourself, why am I sacrificing the things that I can only do when I'm healthy and active to basically repeat a chapter that you've already done, right? You've probably worked 20, 30, 40 years already. Why are we using the next 10 years to redo that experience as opposed to try something new? In my case, it's fearful of being bored. And now that I know that, I can work on how do I test the waters to make sure that what I'm going to next is not going to be boring. For you, it might be something different. It probably is something different. A common example is just wanting that security of more money. And I can tell you, if that's the reason you keep working, you'll probably never reach that goalpost. You'll never reach that endpoint because no matter how much money you have, having a little bit more is going to give you a little bit more of a safety net. So if it has to do with your finances, if you already have enough money to retire, and again, that's outside of the scope of this channel, but you can find a good fee-only financial advisor near you. And really, if you feel you want that extra layer of security that additional money would get you, work with a fee-only financial advisor. Really dig into the what-if scenarios. And your financial advisor can tell you, you know what, you have more than enough, or maybe that feeling in your gut that's telling you you should work a little bit more, or maybe have another $1 million before you retire. Maybe that's well-founded. And if it's well-founded, there's nothing wrong with that. But if the odds are dramatically in your favor, you have a 90+% chance of being financially fine. Think about what you're giving up, because once these healthy active years are gone, they're gone, and they're gone forever. So if you have a high likelihood of being financially okay, you're probably going to tweak things along the way. You don't have a static plan. If you say you need X dollars a year in order to live, maybe it's $200,000 a year. If that's what you say you need in your plan, you know what? If we had a recession, if the market went down, probably you and your spouse would be willing to cut back a little bit for several years in order to weather that storm. So there's things that you can do other than continuing to work and give up your most valuable asset, which is your life, your time. Think about some of these other things that you could be doing, spending time with aging parents. If you feel like, you know what, you want to spend more time with your adult children, maybe you have grandkids now, and you'd love to be able to help your adult children, you could volunteer at a local organization that you really feel passionate about. And really, what you want to do is take full advantage of the youth of your senior years.